quarterback, Garrett Greene. Question for Garrett.
So, Garrett, the last 7 games offensively, you guys hit a whole different gear. Difference there. I mean, you're healthy finally, but I'm sure with more than just that. What got you guys going offensively?
Yeah, I think kind of the last 7 games, our O-line really started playing at a very elite level. And when they were playing really, really well, our run games were really good. And then the downfield passes and all of our quick game stuff kind of falls into place after that. So I think it all starts with just how well our offensive line was playing.
You better those last 7 too? I mean, just the experience.
Yeah, I think it's definitely easier, you get more comfortable within the system the more you get into it. So really, the last 7 games, I think as an offense, we all kind of felt in sync and in rhythm. And I think the results showed that.
How do you keep that going now that it's been 3-4 weeks in between games?
Yeah, I think that off time is good. We definitely needed it. The first practice back, our wide receivers had a little different gear to them because they have fresh legs and they weren't really running a whole lot. But kind of as we near and we're 10 days out from the game, now it kind of gets more critical on the attention to detail and kind of getting back into doing what we were successful at.
How different is it making the bowl this year than last year, where your season has been extended basically a whole month, where you're still in the room, still practicing, still with the team? Yeah,
I think it kind of helps everybody because the more you do something, obviously the better you're going to get. But it really helps the younger guys. They basically have another month of real football stuff, where if we didn't make a bowl game, the next time they really play football is next March or whenever we start spring ball. So it really helps them. I know they've been playing Monday night a lot, and then it helps the older guys just kind of staying sharp and kind of continuing to master the fundamentals.
Let's talk about putting more on you. When did that happen? What point of the season did you, would both of you feel like that was the route you were going?
I think it kind of gradually happened. I think that as me and him got more comfortable with me being his quarterback and him calling plays for us, I think as that relationship developed, slowly he started putting more and more on me, to where like the last probably month and a half of the season, there was a lot on my plate, but it starts with preparation, and he was really good about communicating the game plan and communicating all the keys that I needed to know.
Go through the development of young receivers. I mean, even Hudson, redshirt, but
yeah.
Still, did you see growth from them from day one through now?
Yeah, I think kind of Hudson, even last year in Monday Night Football, he would make these wild, like, one-handed catches, and so you always knew that the talent was there. But to be successful at this level, it's all about consistency, and you have to be the same player day in and day out, and it's hard as hell for a young guy, 18-year-old kid, to be able to do that. But I think since with the winter, really, he's taken a huge step. Duquesne was a really huge game for him because, one of our older guys was down, and he stepped up and he embraced the role and he was up for the challenge. And then kind of as the season went on, he would always step up. Even he had a third down, or he had a big catch in the Baylor game. That was a hell of a play. So he's just continuing to grow and continuing to get better. And then Traylon Ray, I think he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the country. He's so young, he's so raw, but his ball skills are that good. And then, Rodney Gallagher, he's got some stuff to work on, but he's getting stronger. And, he's going to be a hell of a player here.
A little bit what you're talking about now, though, is but your offense really clicks as this year goes by. You guys find a chemistry. You're the starter for the first time as a full-time guy this year. How important is it that next year you're going to be back, and not only that, but Traylon Ray, Rodney, and Jaheim, they're all locked up to be back as well.
Yeah.
It's really almost the first time under Brown you're going to have really the same core back again with a whole offseason to not have a competition. These are the people.
Yeah.
How important is that for that maturation of what we could see next year?
Yeah, it's super important. Just for me to get a full off season with those guys. We'll throw hundreds of times within kind of January all the way to fall camp or the first game. So it's super important to where like eventually we'll get to the point where, I could probably close my eyes and I can know exactly where they're going to be, when they're going to be there. Because that's all a pass game is just being where you're supposed to be and on time.
Playing in an era where people follow the money and the portal opens and it fills right up and the likes. You, on the other hand, said, I'm 1,000% coming back next year. What is it about you in here that mesh, that outside stuff you didn't even want to bother with the influence of it?
Yeah, I think the fabric of the state was, blue collar and, workman's mentality. And there's a lot of parallels between that and then, my last name, the Greene family. There's a whole lot of parallels. And, that's something that, I've really held on to and I've really been proud of the state. I wouldn't want to be the quarterback for anybody else. This is my home and, I love it here.
You've been really good at the end of halves, end of games. Have you maybe lobbied Neil to maybe do a little more two-minute offense in the future? That's something that maybe you could consider doing?
Maybe, but we'll have to wait till the off season and when we really look at all the tape and study that. But he calls the plays and I run them.
Why has it been? You're kind of a read and react guy. Why is that? Where does that come from? Where have you? How's that developed in your game?
Yeah, I think the best players, they're able to process information quickly and make fast decisions. So that's kind of been the point of emphasis this year is, in my preparation, kind of taking out what they can't do out of a certain look, just so I see one thing and I know what coverage is going to be or whatever. And, it's kind of made me just play free and easy because that's when I play my best.
Played so well. What's the next step, though, for you next year? Where do you want to get better?
Yeah, I think just overall pass game, especially the intermediate stuff. It all starts with fundamentals. It's really not nothing really bigger than that. My decision making was okay this year. There's some throws I like to have back, obviously, but really just the overall like intermediate pass game fundamentals, and then getting on better pages and getting more close with my wideouts.
How big was that Manning camp for you? I just get a feeling going out there and doing what you did in front of those guys and all those quarterbacks was really a big boost for you coming into this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a cool experience because I went there when I was a young kid, and Baker Mayfield and Josh Rosen and Patrick Mahomes, they were all there, and then it kind of helped my confidence because I was called the worst quarterback. Some people thought I was overrated or should have moved to a wide receiver, but it was a big confidence, and that this year I proved that I belong here.
You're going to face this next step after this next year when you start going decide what you're going to do. There are going to be a lot of people going to say the same thing. It's too short. Can't do that. How are you going to handle that?
Yeah, I think just going to show up to work and do what I can to help the Mountaineers win.
Studying, just spending a year with JT because he was kind of renowned for that stuff too. I imagine a little bit rubbed off on you.
Yeah, no, really a lot of stuff, and me and JT, we still keep in contact, and a lot of the kind of strategies and things that he did to help prepare for a game, it's something I still do even a year later. But really, I've said this before, but Daggy and JT, they're probably two of the most well prepared quarterbacks I've been around. And kind of just taking bits and pieces from both of them, and really at the end of last year, I figured out what worked for me and what didn't. And then this year it was kind of smooth sailing from a preparation standpoint.
Did you and JT talk at all after he announced later it was over?
Yeah.
You care to share about that?
It's gonna stay between us two, but he's doing well. He's gonna be a hell of a coach one day.
Some of the mechanical stuff, Neil's mentioned that, I'm trying to think here, like fading to the left or something like that, not staying upright. You know this more than I do. Like, what is that? And I'm guessing it just comes over time with repetition and refining things, but are there mechanical flaws?
Yeah, no quarterback's perfect. It's an imperfect position. There's always stuff to work on. And it's stuff, I have cut-ups made for all my missed throws to one direction, different parts of the field. So that's something that, after the bowl game, because it's tough to really change mechanics 10 days out. So I'm really gonna start harping on that after the bowl game.
Okay, anything else?
All right, thank you guys.